Alrighty. Now we should be live. So, okay. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Expert Interview Series. I'm your host, Lisa Mizels, and today we have a guest that I'm really excited to bring to you because he's going to be talking about also how to get noticed and stand out online. And he brings to you some fantastic experience. And I just want to welcome Rodrigo Martinez. Welcome so much here. I'm so glad to see you.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here on your show.
You're welcome. And where are you coming to us from?
I'm here in Singapore. So it's 7 a.m. here in Singapore. I hope your audience bears a little bit with me. I'm still, booting up, but I'll try to do my best for them.
Very good. Very good. Well, I know a lot of people that fly to Singapore from America, and it's a long flight, but I hear if you fly on Singapore Air, you're in good hands.
Yeah, Singapore Airlines is like year after year rated the best airline in the world. And this is truly a hub for everybody that's going to travel in the region, Bali, Thailand, one way or the other, you kind of go through Singapore. So it's a very exciting place to be.
Yeah, I've heard. I went to Roger Hamilton's event. Do you know him?
I think I've heard him. Yeah, and his name sounds familiar.
Anyway, okay, well, let's get started. So, Rodrigo, you're going to be talking about how to leverage existing content and get noticed online. And this is going to help people increase their reach by bundling multiple links in their Instagram bio. Is that right?
Yes. Yep. That's it.
And I have been using this strategy since you shared it with me, and I love it. And everybody that I come across loves it. So I'm excited for you to share it out. But let me just tell everybody a little bit about you, and then we'll jump in. Does that sound good?
Sure. Let's do it.
So Rodrigo is a serial entrepreneur, and he's successfully exited 2 startups. STI Internet, Brazil's 4th largest ISP, and HPG, the world's largest web hosting service in the Portuguese language, without a single dollar from investors. Armed with a high growth strategic exit plan, HPG was sold in only 18 months and with a valuation of 3 times bigger than STI. That's huge. Thus becoming the largest deal of its year in Brazil and acclaimed as an uncommon success. So we want to hear more about that. It was awarded an Info magazine's best web hosting service of the year for 4 consecutive years, and also received the magazine's prestigious Best Internet Service of the Year award, as well as iBest Press Award. In Brazil, he was honored with iBest's top 3 new entrepreneurs and top 3 Internet Entrepreneur Awards. Wow. A highly sought after mentor, speaker, judge, and strategic advisor across the different startup ecosystems in Southeast Asia and beyond. He's passionate about fostering entrepreneurial success, a natural pattern finder, problem solver, and self-made how do you say that?
Autodidact, yeah.
Yes, meaning you speak many languages.
Yeah, I really should summarize that bio a little bit.
With a passion for success, and he's obsessed with obtaining the maximum results with the minimum investment in time and money, which I think sounds amazing. And your big why is your kids. How old are your kids?
Yeah, my kids are 13 and 11.
Oh, yeah, fun ages. Oh my gosh.
Well, 2 boys.
Thank you so much for being here, and I'm excited. So tell us a little bit about, we heard about your background, and how did you get started in doing all this? And how did you find out you were good at exiting startups?
So I've been an entrepreneur all my life, and my journey starts out of necessity. My background is a middle income class. My dad used to be a mechanical engineer, and we were living in Brazil, and we arrived in Brazil as expats, and typically the whole expat package, and eventually we stayed in Brazil and lost all of that, and I was just too ambitious, and I couldn't rely on my parents providing me the income to do the things as a teenager that typically want to do, go out and meet people and so forth. So I had to become an entrepreneur to be able to have the kind of life I wanted. So that's how my journey starts, truly out of necessity. And these companies that I've built in Brazil, they're from the early days of the internet. So I've I actually go back to before even online, right? When we had to those modems. I don't know if you remember the modems. You had to dial up to these ISPs kind of thing. So you weren't really online all the time. And now our phone, that we have next to us, my phone is somewhere, I don't know where I left it, but it's always online, right? It's always connected. There's a notification popping up. So I've gone through the whole process, and I'm really passionate about helping other entrepreneurs and their own journeys, especially the ones that I meet these days. So that's like a quick roundup of. You could say I'm like a Jurassic internet entrepreneur. I go way back,
Yeah,
but I feel blessed to have that journey.
I believe so, because you've seen things change, you've seen the trends, and you know what stays
Exactly.
and what kind of is, just what's the edge and what's leaving. So when you were a teenager, what was your first business that you started?
So back in the days in Brazil, there was a very closed market for everything that was, computers technology. It was kind of closed, not like today. Today you go online, you want a new computer, you just click and it arrives at your door, right? So I started assembling computers. I did a little bit of the Michael Dell thing it's a beautiful story too, and he assembled computers in his college dorm, but I was assembling computers at home and selling those computers. Well, they were huge. They were really, they were like big towers that you had to have next to your desk, right? So I was assembling those computers, and I really learned early on, and this is something I like to emphasize to all entrepreneurs, that when you sell any kind of product, you're selling yourself with the product. So I was really focused on the post sales customer support. So eventually, this was like I sold one computer per week, which was pretty good because the margins were high. You could make $1,000. A computer was like $8,000, so you could make $1,000 on one computer. But when I sold one computer, I made a new friend. That's what was happening, and I was teaching the person MS DOS, WordStar, all that, those things we used back in the day. So I became a friend, and I learned that lesson. That ultimately people want to be treated nicely, and you can really use that in any kind of business, customer service. So that was my first entrepreneurial thing.
Well, that's an important lesson because customer service can make or break you. I mean, you look at all the people that are, I mean, that's how businesses are looked at nowadays, is upon reviews. So,
Yeah, customer. I was actually talking to a lady yesterday, an entrepreneur in Australia, and I told her, look, that's the opportunity for every entrepreneur, online entrepreneur, is that the big guys, the big names, they reach a point where they don't have that human touch anymore. So eventually, if your feature set or your specifications or whatever you're selling is equalized even on a price, you can still have that edge by mailing the person on their birthday, and when they putting yourself available on a video chat, and if you need any help, just set up a call. And if you really do invest in that, you can have an edge against bigger names. That's always going to be a weapon
yeah.
in any ambitious entrepreneur's arsenal, that human touch, and which is kind of a little bit what we lost with all this technology. So I think there's even a little bit of a nostalgia there, of getting on the phone and having someone walk you through, like with my current startup, helping people create their first for example, link in bio with
Yeah,
Instagram. I think we talked. Remember when you got on, I sent you a message, and I wanted to make sure you were doing everything that we would recommend, and so that's important.
yeah, no, I thought that was fantastic. And that's what I see, that is what people are craving this year and beyond, is we've, like you said, we've lost that connection, and that's what people want. People want to feel like they matter. People want to feel like they are getting their questions answered. And I think that's what I try to provide for my audience, because I know what it's like to not get your questions answered, to invest in something, and then it's like, wait, hey, wait, what about me, what about my business, what about my questions? And so, I think that's a really important, it's an important point for us as smaller entrepreneurs to make and to take and to just provide excellence. So
I think that's you really you got it perfect there. It's the word is excellence, right? Because in terms of, especially if if you're promoting some kind of an online service, even FYI, there's always going to be, you know, some glitch, a minor glitch on the interface, maybe some kind of a bug pops up every once in a while, and then you go and kill it, and so that's going to happen. But with and people have a certain level of tolerance with
right.
your service if there's a minor glitch, something's a little bit out of place, because they know that's just the way things are, right? Even the big names have their, you know, their glitches and stuff like that. But when it comes to that customer service, there really is no tolerance. So you really need to be, like you said, excellence. You need to provide excellence, and that you can use that in your favor to stand out from the rest of the crowd. So really good.
Absolutely. I mean, that's I really think that is what, when I think of businesses that I've used, and you know, I'm just thinking of my husband being on support hold for hours and hours and not getting his questions answered. You know, it makes you really frustrated. And so if you can treat people not just like you know, if you can treat people like they matter, that's really what we want, and especially in this disconnected day and age. So, but it brings me back to what you're doing, and I love what you're doing. I love this feature that you have, this product that you have that you've created, and how it really does help to bring everything visually to one platform where people can just go to that one platform and look and see all about you. So tell us a little bit about Fyi.to and what you're doing with it, how you came up with the concept, and yeah, anything that you want to share.
Yeah. So my first couple of companies, you know, during the first wave of the internet, you know, late 90s, early 2000s, I was pretty young. I was 26 back at the time. And what's interesting about that period is that we really didn't have much content, right? If you remember, we had email, we had news, and then you had Yahoo that provided like a directory of websites like flower shops. We didn't even have a Google around, right?
Yeah.
So, and back in those days, it was all about how can you create content, right? You can create content, your first online presence with your own content, and that's what my second company was all about. It was a free web hosting service that allowed anyone to create their first content and put it online, and we really, you know, the vision was right, and that's why everything worked so rapidly, and as mentioned in my bio that you read. But if we fast forward to today, you know, there's so much content out there. There's so much content, you know, recipes, I don't know, all kinds of dishes there. You could find hundreds of recipes for, you know, for the same dish, and that's just one area, right? So the difference is that today we have all this content. Either it's your own content that you're hosting on YouTube, or on your blog, or on social media, or, you know, like Medium, for example. You could have your blog there, and there's other people's content that is also all over the place. So it's a good thing because you know, we have access to this. Now you can, with a Google search, if you know how to use Google with the right query, some advanced things and filters and stuff, you can really find what you're looking for. But on the other hand, you know, it is a bit messy, right? There's messy and maybe noisy, especially we're kind of overloaded with content. And so there's an opportunity there to organize this, try to, you know, put this in little drawers, folders, or portfolios. You know, the videos that you about, like maybe like your interviews, right? You can organize them in little portfolios, or your podcast episodes. There's so much content there that you want to organize, and that's actually what my third startup is all about, Fyi.to. And one of the niches is the opportunity on Instagram, which you really saw it, and you just grab that, and I was really impressed how you quickly modified, updated your Instagram link in bio, because when you're on Instagram, you have only one place actually to put a link. I believe if you're a business type account, when you do the stories, you can attach a link to the story, and you can drive traffic by swipe up and they go to a link. But apart from that, you don't have links in your posts and your pictures you take. So the Instagram link in bio, and this is an important tip for everyone that's on Instagram, right? Consider that that's like your billboard, that's your landing page. Your Instagram link in bio is your Instagram landing page. That's where people will look at your picture. They see a little bit of your posts at the bottom, and you got your bio there. So you really need to use that real estate. It's a real estate, right? That screen real estate wisely. And I've seen a lot of um, profiles that they try to put in the bio text part. They try to put like Snapchat and colon and then their name, and then they put Twitter. So they're using that paragraph part of the Instagram bio to try to drive traffic to their other online presence, which is a good idea. I think you need to be on more than one platform. Some people are like on all over the place. If you can handle that, that's great. But I really recommend being on at least 2 or 3 platforms. And so they use that real estate, to try to highlight their other presences. And then they have maybe like a YouTube video on their link in bio there, or they have a single link that points to their Facebook page. So you're not really maximizing that. I think that text it has to be some kind of a call to action, right? People need to know who you are, what you're about, and what you can do for them, right? So rather than using that space there to portray these other, your Twitter handle or these other presences, I personally think that strategically you should use that wisely to stand out. That's your call to action. So where are you going to put all these things, right? These other, where can you put them if you're not going to put them there? And that's where Fyi.to can help you, because it's a tool meant to bundle all kinds of links, public links from the web under a single link, branded, and anyone that goes to your Lisa Maisel, right? Account will see that your Fyi.to URL there has your name. It's elegant, and when they click on that, they'll get all these neat content cards with your other presences, your website, your Facebook page. So it's more than just for Instagram. It's more than just bundling your social media profiles under a single URL. It's actually reclaiming back that precious real estate. If you were using it, like I mentioned in the example, putting your Twitter, etc. there, it's reclaiming that back for a better use, for a more business-oriented use, and putting all those links to your Twitter profile, the link to your Snapchat, the link to your YouTube channel, putting them under a single link, organized. And so it's free. It's free. Anyone can sign up with Fyi.to with a free account. You can create up to 10 of these smart lists, and you can publish them and republish them and update them as long as you want. One of the use cases is Instagram link in bio, but virtually you're only limited by your imagination of what kind of bundle. We're basically a silver platter that you decide what kind of canapes you put on it, and who you present that to, and where you present that to. So I tried to be a little bit more comprehensive on the explanation, because I think Instagram is a platform where you want to be. There is business. It's really on the rise. A lot of people are migrating from Facebook and doing like Instagram only. So it would be a real waste to not use the text part for your call to action. So I'm kind of emphasizing that, because I know you've got a very big audience, and probably all of them are on Instagram, and they really should use that space just like you did with your account.
Yeah, and I think that's, when you look at some people and they have like their Snapchat and their Twitter and all of that stuff, it's kind of directing them out and at different places, which is not smart. Like you were saying, it's, you know, that's why I love Fyi.to, because you can, it's visual, and a lot of people are visual. I mean, Instagram, for instance, is a visual platform, and Pinterest is rising, right? It's because it's a visual platform. And so people like to see, they like to have everything out in front of them, and then people can pick and choose what they want. It's not redirecting them off of the platform to here and here and here. So yeah, I love that. And I think, you know, I've heard about smart lists, and that's how I heard about your app. Or is it called an app? What is it called?
So it's a web app. It's a web app.
Yeah.
That's right.
So yeah, one of the gals in our group was looking at, was showing me that, and I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. What is a smart list? And then I saw a bunch of people talking about smart lists. I'm like, I gotta check this out. So yeah, and it's super easy to set up.
Yeah, if it's a web app, it works best from your desktop, from your laptop, when you're creating these lists. Yeah. Just like, you know, even on Facebook, you have the Facebook app, and you have the Facebook web, your desktop on your browser. You know, if you want the full Facebook experience, especially if you're in business doing, you know, ad campaigns and marketing on Facebook, you need to do that from the laptop. So we also, you can use it to create lists from your phone, but it's just going to be easier to copy and paste. If you can copy and paste a link, you know, copy and paste these links from the web, you can create these lists, and the lists look really good on your phone. They are mobile responsive. That's why if someone goes to your Instagram account now and clicks that link on the link in bio, they'll see, you know, these pictures. You know, it looks really good on mobile. Yeah. And I'm always available, you know, anyone that needs any help to get themselves up and running. Yeah. You might include my LinkedIn profile or some other contact info great on your post. You know, just put me there. I was talking about customer service, so I have to walk the talk, right? Of course.
Yeah. You know what I thought I would do is let me see if I can share my screen and show people what it looks like. If I can bring it up here. From here, it's not coming up. My dashboard. Well, maybe this is not the best place, not the best time to do it. I thought I could grab it real quick, but.
Yeah, if people visit our landing page, Fyi.to, if they go there, we have a little square there in the center, which allows people to play around with the tool. Even they don't even have to sign up. They can copy and paste a few links in that, right in the center of our landing page. There's a drop zone, and you start creating. It's almost like magically these cards start popping up, and it gives them a chance to try the tool without even signing up. And if they scroll down, we have some featured list there that from our users, some examples. One really nice example that we put up now, if you allow me, because I think it's important, it's a smart list under an account called GlobalHelpingHand.
Okay.
So this is another use case. There's so many people, you know, with important causes, like on their GoFundMe page, like they have like a GoFundMe page, and then they, you know, rather than just sharing the link to the GoFundMe page, what we're doing with this hashtag GlobalHelpingHand is we're putting the relevant links. So there's a kid called Aaron Ritz, and he needs a kidney transplant. So they've posted videos of him on LinkedIn. He has a Facebook page. He has obviously the GoFundMe page. So all that now is harbored under a single link, which is easy to find. And, you know, I would actually encourage your audience, if they want to take a look at that, all they need to do is they need to go to Google and search for altogether hashtag GlobalHelpingHand, and all these smart lists will pop up. There's like a main one that harbors, you know, each individual one, and then there's these different causes. So, you know, if you have a cause and you got all these related links about that cause, you can bundle them there, and then it's just easier to share. And that's one of our examples on
I'm gonna actually
our landing page.
I'm gonna share my page right now. share my screen, and then I've got the Global Helping Hand up. So
this is going to be a world first because we have been working with 3 other internet. Oh, great! Yes, you are in our dashboard. That's perfect.
yep.
Yeah,
So,
you search. We got a little search bar at the top in our dashboard. If you search for Global Helping Hand in our search, all the related content is there. Can I kindly ask you to try something for me, Lisa,
sure.
please?
Yeah.
Can you go to google.com?
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna cross my fingers here to make sure this works. Can you search for hashtag Global Helping Hand? Everything together. Global Helping Hand. Helping. Yeah. And let's see what. So you see now if someone is compelled, can you click on Aaron's smart list, the third one there, the third link? Yes. So if you click on that, that's the example I was talking about. So this kid needs a kidney. He has some issue with his kidney. I think he needs a kidney transplant. So there you have the GoFundMe link. Then there's a couple of posts from LinkedIn that people were sharing his story. If you scroll down, and his Facebook page. So all this is now harbored under a single URL. And can I ask you one more thing? Can we go to google.com again?
Yep.
And can you search, please, for hashtag Global Helping Hand space Aaron? Global Helping
Space.
Aaron, yeah. Double A. I think it's double A, yeah. I think so.
Oh,
okay, see, it's right there at the top. So now the family, in their attempt to raise funds, they can tell their friends, they can tell their audience. It's very easy to tell someone, rather than saying, oh, click here, click there, and all these links, they can just say, oh, do you want to help my cause or my son or whatever? Go to Google and search for hashtag Global Helping Hand and the name.
Yeah.
And it's right there at the top. So our smart lists are very search engine friendly. If they can help you get your content on Google, especially for new keywords or low competition keywords. If you're going to try to rank for online insurance or vacation travel or something like that, you need a bigger strategy. But I'm really happy, excited with that campaign because it's a team effort. Myself, Jacqueline, Amaya, Filipos, and Andrada, all these nice people from all over the world. I don't know, we just had that idea that why don't we use Fyi.to to bundle links for causes. So when they hear that I mentioned this on your program, they're going to go crazy because we haven't really talked about it, and so you're like the first one that's getting it this because it is a use case, right? So I thought I'd plug that that cause in there because I think it can help, and there might be people in your audience also that are trying to raise funds either for a personal cause or they know someone. They could bundle all the relevant links to their cause under a URL, and they can actually send it to us. We might include someone's cause from your audience in our master Global Helping Hand and help them too. This is the beauty of the internet today. All this, we're collaborating on a global scale, right?
Yes.
And so that's there too.
I love it. Thank you. Gosh, this is great, and I love what you've done. I'm glad I got to bring it up. I have to check mine and see what I must have typed it in wrong, but I love what you're doing, and I think that that it's fantastic. And so one of the things you said was you have an exitcoach.fyi.to, right? Is that your?
Yes, I have a couple of I claimed a few accounts on my own
Awesome. Well, I'm going to put those up. I'm going to go ahead and put those up after we're done here, and your website and any other links. So you hang on, and then any last words for our listeners here? I mean, this has been fantastic, but just in case.
Yeah, no, I think I think we're all born entrepreneurs, right? We're all born entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are at the root. It's about having some kind of a vision and manifesting that into reality. And we were born with that capability. We were very inquisitive, and then something happens along the way, and we go different ways from that. But I think having an entrepreneurial mindset is important. The whole economy is changing. It's important to have some kind of a side hustle. And I'm on LinkedIn. I'm always sharing content, try to help.
Yeah,
Like what you're doing about helping people be online, have the right kind of presence online is instrumental in any kind of business you want to do. And that's exactly what's going on here. So I'm super grateful for the opportunity. So I think, to the general public, surround yourself with good mentors that can help you achieve those goals. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, and that's important. I mean, I think it's all about connection, and that's one of the things that I liked about what you're doing is that that's what you're building, is you're building connections. You're building connections between, like your global campaign and just helping to connect people, which I thought was fantastic, because that's one of the things that I believe in so strongly, is that that's what makes us successful, is the people that we connect to, and the more people we can connect to, and the more people we can connect to. And so until we're all one, that's my vision. This is great. And I'm excited to share this on my website as well. And so we'll go ahead and put the links up that you want, if you're, how to get in touch with you on your LinkedIn profile and all of that, so that everyone can just go ahead and click on those. But what I want to know also from the audience is, if there's any questions that you have, please put them in the comments below so that we can make sure and get to them. Rodrigo and I will both be tagged in those, and we can come back and answer any of the questions that you have. So if there's logistical or whatever, they can, whatever they are, let us know, and either of us would be happy to answer them. So thank you again so much for being here and spending your morning with us. Now it must be, what, 7:30, almost 7:40.
Yes, something like that.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to everyone on the expert interview series. Thank you again, Rodrigo, for being here, and hang on just a second and we'll go ahead and fix these links. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys all next